Welcome to Talk Tickers. Today we're diving into Capricor Therapeutics, ticker CAPR. And wow, what a quarter. It was really all about one single massive event with regulators that just completely stole the show. So let's jump right in and see what went down.
And here it is, the market's immediate reaction. The stock just cratered, down almost 14% after hours on August 11th, right after the numbers came out. You have to ask, what on earth caused that kind of drop?
Okay, so first up, let's look at the numbers. And, well, they weren't pretty. For Capricor, the financials really spelled trouble this quarter.
So when you dig in, it's not just that they missed, it's how badly they missed. GAAP EPS came in at negative 57 cents, which was worse than the street was looking for. But the real jaw-dropper? Revenue. A big fat zero. That's not a typo. It's down 100% from the $4 million they did this time last year. Just a complete whiff.
Now, with zero revenue and a loss, you might think they're in trouble. But management was quick to point to their one bright spot, the balance sheet. They're sitting on about $122.8 million in cash, and they say that's enough to keep the lights on well into late 2026. So they have time, but they definitely need to fix the revenue problem.
But honestly, the numbers, they're not even the main story here. The real action, the thing that everyone was talking about, was this high-stakes showdown with the FDA. It's all about their lead drug, deramiocel. Let's get into the details of what happened, because it's a wild ride.
So, just so we're all on the same page, what's a complete response letter, or CRL? Well, for a biotech company, it's pretty much the worst news you can get. It's the FDA basically saying, nope, not approving this, and kicking your application back. It's a huge setback. And yeah, that's exactly what happened to Capricor.
This timeline, man, it just says it all. You can feel the whiplash. Think about it. Just last year, the FDA was basically cheering them on, telling them to go ahead and submit their application. Then bam, July hits and they get that rejection letter. Now the company is in full-on damage control mode, trying to get a meeting to figure out what's next. And all of this is happening with the results from their big HOPE-3 trial hanging over their heads, expected in Q4. And here's the kicker. Management says they were completely blindsided. The CEO, Linda Marbon, she came out and said this CRL was unexpected. She talked about all these positive interactions they'd had with the FDA. So you've got this huge disconnect, right? The company thought everything was going great, and the FDA, well, they clearly thought something else entirely.
So what's the plan? Well, to their credit, management laid out a pretty clear three-step playbook to try and fix this. Step 1, get in a room with the FDA and figure out exactly what the problem is. Step 2, they're going to try to resubmit the application using the same data they already have because they still believe in it. And Step 3, they're hoping the data from that upcoming HOPE-3 trial will be the knockout punch to prove the drug works.
Okay, so with that big, ugly CRL hanging in the air, management had to pivot. On the earnings call, they tried to change the subject, Focus on some silver linings. Create a story of we're still moving forward.
And this is where you see the two stories clashing. On one side, you have management's message. They're saying, hey, look, we fixed all our manufacturing issues, the FDA signed off, and our new vaccine platform, StealthX, just got the green light to start trials. But on the other side, you have the market's reaction. And the market is just not buying it. Investors are laser-focused on one thing, risk. Can they actually get this drug resubmitted and approved? And what will that all-important HOPE-3 data really look like? The good news just isn't enough to distract from the main event.
All right, so let's put all the pieces together. What does this all mean for the stock? Let's get to our final take.
I mean, look at this chart. The stock has just been absolutely pummeled, down more than 62% in a year. It's all because of this mess with the FDA. So the big question for all of us is, after a drop like that, what's the move from here? The next few months are going to be crucial. There are a few massive events or catalysts that we've got to watch. First and foremost, what comes out of that big meeting with the FDA? That's number one. Then in Q4, it's all about the HOPE-3 data. That's the main event. We'll also be looking for any official word that they've resubmitted their application and maybe some early buzz from that StealthX vaccine trial on the side.
So where do we land? Our rating for Capricorn is market perform. Here's why. On the one hand, you've got a management team with a clear plan. That's good. But on the other hand, there's just this huge cloud of uncertainty with the FDA. There's a ton of risk here. Everything depends on these next few events, which could go either way. It's just too much of a coin flip for us to be bullish, so we're staying neutral for now.
Okay, now for our trade idea. With a binary event like the Q4 data coming up, picking a direction, up or down, is basically gambling. A much savvier way to play this, we think, is to bet on volatility. You could look at a long-dated straddle. That just means you buy both a call option and a put option.
The idea is you don't care which way the stock goes, you just need it to move a lot. When that HOPE-3 data hits, this stock is probably not going to sit still. This strategy is designed to profit from that big, explosive move no matter the direction.
And of course, we have to say it, this is not financial advice. Make sure you do your own research before making any investment decisions.